Hello, hello, hello. This is the Football Feature, a new weekly podcast. I'm doing my friend Peter.
Hello.
And, essentially the goal of this podcast is to talk about football, any football-related topics, transfers, rumours, all sorts of that. So, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we?
Yeah, we shall.
Okay, so, I'll probably introduce myself. My name's Judd. I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't know, you can make what you make of that.
And yeah, my name's Peter. I'm a Newcastle fan. Obviously not happy at the moment, but yeah.
I imagine not. So, let's get into it. So, I think it'd be a crime if we didn't talk about the champions of England.
Oh yes, that's the
So,
same.
What a season they've had, right?
Wow, incredible.
I mean, let's get your take on it first, because I think I actually have quite a different take on you, Pete.
Okay, well, obviously it's a massive underdog story. Nobody saw it coming. I think it was like 5,000 to 1 odds of them winning the Prem.
Yeah, it
at the
was.
start of the season. And yeah, it just took the world by storm, really.
See, it did take the world by storm. It took me by storm, certainly, but we've got another friend which agrees with me when I say this, but it has got to the point now where look, I do appreciate that it is an underdog story, and I don't think it's going to happen again it could happen again in the next few years, depending on if it motivates these smaller clubs. But let's say it doesn't happen again. It is a once in a lifetime kind of thing. That is great in itself, but I think what annoys me about Leicester City's story is that, well, just look at this Premier League season. Teams have underperformed. There's a reason Spurs have come second, and there's a reason they haven't come second, third, or fourth for the past 10 or so years.
True.
So, as much as it's a great underdog story, and I'm not taking anything away from Leicester, it does a little bit annoy me, but, I'm probably salty because I am an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, that's fair enough to be honest, but I think it's just the nature of it that gets me. They've obviously last season they were in the relegation zone at Christmas.
Yeah.
Like loads of points adrift, pretty much nailed on for relegation.
All right, well, there's loads of contributions as to why they did what they did, and how they did it, I should say. But
Yeah.
loads of people say it's the manager. Those people say it's key players like Mahrez, Vardy, Kante.
Yeah.
A lot of people say it's everyone involved at the ground and stuff.
Totally.
Okay, well, what if you had to bring it down to one factor, what would you say won Leicester City the Premier League title this season?
Well, I'd probably bring it down to 2 words: passion and commitment. A lot of teams, I feel, don't show that in the Premier League. Obviously, you got the big teams that are trying every season. And they can spend all these millions on players, and you expect them to win the league, which happens most season.
Yeah, I think that is what makes it such a good story. Really, the fact that they haven't gone out and spent hundreds of millions of God knows.
I think it was something like 19 million they spent, maybe. Well, that's how much the squad was worth, something around that.
It is. When you look at it in numbers like that,
Yeah.
it really is something. But yeah, that's the champions of England. But who would say the biggest losers of England this year?
Oh gosh, it's got to be Aston Villa.
Yeah, it is Aston Villa.
Such a prestigious club, and to go from being in the Premier League for I think it's since the start of about 1992 or something like that. I think the last relegation was like the 1980s or something, if I can say that rightly. But
see, I was talking about work. I was talking to this subject with someone at work.
Yeah.
Kind of like when Wigan went down. Didn't they go down back to back successfully for two leagues? So
I believe it was, yeah.
And I can see the same happen at Aston Villa. I look at their squad, and I look at the players, and I don't think they've got the talent to even stay up in the Championship. I really don't.
I have to agree. It's a hard one to call, isn't it? You expect them to be coming straight back up.
I don't expect it. I don't expect it at all.
I would agree with you on that one because
I don't expect you to come back up either as a Newcastle fan. No. I expect Norwich to come back up. If I had to pick any of those 3 to come back up, it's got to be Norwich.
With Norwich, they've got the squad built for the Championship, I think.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the summer, I think a lot of bigger teams will be looking at Norwich and they'll only maybe pick 1 or 2 players to buy from them. Whereas if you look at Newcastle, they spent 80 million.
Yeah, but
and they could easily poach a good. Well, there's not that many players that have performed well for Newcastle this season, but there's easily a couple, maybe 4 or 5 that they could poach from Newcastle.
Well, what do you blame for Newcastle's faults then this season? Because obviously, you're such a weird club, because we were just talking about this before the podcast started.
Yep.
You beat Tottenham today, what is it, 5-1? Yeah,
yep.
It's a joke. I'm sorry, it's a joke. Tottenham are all but giving up on their season, but you think they want the final game of the season to be, just a good send-off the rest of the season. And, you're not talking about send-offs more than Newcastle going down. This is their last game in the Premier League, but it's ridiculous. Like, you play well and there's nothing to play for, and it's similar with Arsenal as well. We only play well when there's no, we're not back to the wall. And it really, really frustrates me, and I don't know, I think we're in quite similar boats in terms of, the clubs that we're fans of. Like, I'm the fan of a club that should be doing much better than they currently do. I mean, fourth, I know it's an ongoing joke that Arsenal was finished fourth, but fourth isn't a bad thing.
No.
Qualifying for Champions League, but a club of Arsenal's stature and size shouldn't be aspiring for fourth, especially with the signs of players like Alexis Sanchez, Gazzola.
Yeah.
Like even Giroud. I mean, he's got his critics, but I think Giroud is capable of leading a title-winning side.
Yeah, and I think with this season as well was the perfect opportunity to win the title.
It was, and a lot of people blame Arsene Wenger for not taking advantage of the season, but I don't know. It's hard to blame. I don't want to blame Arsene Wenger because I'm so loyal to him, but I don't know. It's really hard to put a definitive answer to what went wrong with Arsenal's season.
Okay.
But second, do you call that a terrible season?
For a Newcastle fan, no, I would call that a brilliant season, but obviously for an Arsenal
for an Arsenal fan,
yeah,
what you call it?
It's a lot different story really, because you're expected to win the title, and it's been a while since you have.
Hey, but we took over Spurs today, and
you did.
I'll take that as the Premier League title.
That's a victory in itself.
But it really is.
But yeah, it's an odd one. I mean, would you say Arsene Wenger would still be around in a couple of seasons' time? When do you think?
When do you think
his last season's going to win?
Well, his contract ends in a couple of seasons' time. Actually, I think it's 2 years' time.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that, but I believe it is. But yeah, do I see him around in the meantime? I don't know. I mean, I think in 2 years when his contract does come to an end, I think he will step down.
You reckon?
As to who his successor will be, I mean, a lot can happen in 2 years, in terms of availability of managers, but
Totally.
I don't know who I'd see as his successor. Diego Simeone.
I was actually going to say him as well. I think he'd be ideal for your
a
club.
charismatic manager is what Arsenal
he
needs. And Arsene Wenger is charismatic in his own way, but not like a Jurgen Klopp way.
No.
They're two different people.
He's certainly an interesting manager.
But I mean, let's say if Arsene Wenger stepped down, Jurgen Klopp was to replace him instead of going to Liverpool. I don't think it would have made a difference to our season. I think we.
You reckon it still would have been?
I think we still would have come second or lower.
Okay.
I think it was always their City season. Even when we beat them 2-1.
Yeah.
It was 2-1, wasn't it? Yeah. Even when we did beat them 2-1 earlier this season, it was still their season. Like, it was just the motivation and the whole character thing. But I don't know. I mean, with Arsenal, it's Arsenal, isn't it? You get used to it.
Yeah.
And got a massive support base on the internet, so that's just it, innit?
There's certainly a lot to build on.
There
anyway.
is. But let's move away from the Premier League, shall we?
Yes.
I want to talk about La Liga. So, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I was watching the Real Madrid and the Barcelona games, which were on at the same time.
Yep.
There was 1 point between Real Madrid and Barcelona. Barca were 1 point ahead.
Right.
I think it was 91 Barca were on, and 90 that Real Madrid were on.
Okay.
And they both had the game at the same time.
Yeah.
They were both expected to win the games.
Okay.
So, Real Madrid were really relying on Barcelona to either draw or lose. They would have won La Liga.
Yeah.
All Barcelona needed to do was win. Doesn't matter what Real Madrid did.
Right.
Obviously, the outcome was Barcelona won, and so did Real Madrid. So Barcelona won the game. I don't know. I mean, La Liga's good. I was happy for him.
Definitely.
But I guess my point about that is, you kind of expect Barcelona at this point to win the league, don't you? I think the Mars ahead of a team like Real Madrid.
I mean, I've got to say the past couple of seasons they've looked the best team on the planet. That's just my opinion, but I think they've been incredible. Obviously, last season winning the treble, but then maybe not so much this season. There are flaws in Barcelona, but I just think the attacking trio.
I tell you, Atletico Madrid are a technically more gifted and talented team than Barcelona are. I think Barcelona. I mean, Real Madrid are the biggest example in that league of stars just playing for themselves.
Yeah.
And
They're not so much a team, whereas compared to Atletico Madrid, they're more of a unit, I'd say.
Whereas with Barcelona, so they do have a unit.
Yeah.
I mean, but I just think, technically, Atletico Madrid are a lot more gifted than Barcelona, and
yeah,
I mean,
they all work off each other.
Yeah, and that's what gave them the edge in that Champions League draw they had.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's just again, it's a typical La Liga season, isn't it? Barca take it but in much more closer circumstances this time than previous years. But yeah, I mean, it's all good in it. I mean, but yeah, moving on to Bundesliga now. Well, what's the point in talking about that?
Yeah, I mean, to buy and
it's boring. It's boring league. It's like it's like Liga. It's boring. That's boring with PSG winning. This is boring with Barca Bayern winning. I should say.
With the Bundesliga, it's always obviously you got Bayern's the top dog really, but can you see Borussia Dortmund ever competing with them? I mean, they've always talked about it, but it's just we're holding down signings as well, like Hummels. Just
exactly
switching over. You just think there's not a chance, is there really? When you're buying wages as well for Bayern Munich.
When Dortmund raise these players, and they get them to the level where they're world class, so Marco Reus, Lewandowski a few years ago, Götze, etc., etc. The list goes on for ages.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich just buy him.
Exactly.
I mean, look at Gundogan. He right now is a world class player, and he's been linked away constantly. But the thing with Borussia Dortmund is it always seems to be when they do raise a world class player, they're inevitably going to go. But it's always to Bayern Munich.
It's a strange one, isn't it? You'd assume as a Borussia Dortmund, they would want to sell abroad.
Yeah, but
competing.
Largely, a lot of the time, the player would rather stay in Germany because obviously they know the language. They don't have to move. So they stay in Germany, go to one of the biggest teams in the world.
True.
And they must offer them a ridiculous wage as well.
I dread to think what it could be.
Yeah, I dread to think.
It is going to be something ridiculous.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, okay. So we've got a little segment here wrapped up, bit of preparation.
Yep.
That's always good for a podcast.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
So what we're going to do is, we've got the 20 teams in the Premier League, of course. We're going to list a few of them. So I'll say to Pete, West Brom, for example. Pete was, give me a quick summary of what he thinks of their season, how they can improve, what I can see for the future for them. So, should we get on to it, Pete?
Do it.
All right then. Let's go with the champions, Leicester.
Leicester. Well, that'll be an interesting one next season. I think personally, they do have a chance at competing for the top four, but obviously it's going to be very tricky.
No, they don't. They don't have a chance to compete for the top four.
You don't think?
Not next season.
I mean, if they can keep the players they have this season, which will be a job itself, and just keep that momentum going from this season, I mean, who knows?
They need more players because they're going to be a Champions League.
They do need more players, yeah.
And I was talking about this with one of our friends earlier. In the Champions League, can you seriously imagine a player like Vardy getting the space that he does against the Premier League defenders in a European game for us? It doesn't have to be someone like Barcelona or Real Madrid or whatever. It can be, I mean, not to discredit the team, it could be Schalke. It could be Roma.
Yeah.
It could be Anderlecht. It doesn't matter. On a European scale, he's not going to get that space or that time to make those devastating runs that he does do.
Yeah.
So that's straight away. Not isolated, but it's definitely him weakened.
Okay.
I think there's only 2 players in Leicester City that, if they stay and were to play in Europe next season, would make the difference that they have this season, if that makes sense. Kante, all-round midfielder. He reminds me so much of the likes of, Yaya Toure back in his prime.
Yeah, I mean, Vieira as well.
Box-to-box midfielder, isn't he? He's fantastic on the ball. His vision is incredible. He's such a highly rated player. Exactly. But that's the problem with him being highly rated. Will he go? I mean, there's a lot of rumours about him going, and I personally think he will. But if he was to stay, he could make that difference in Europe. And the second one is Player of the Year, Mahrez. Now, Mahrez, obviously, with blistering pace and the way he cuts in, he is such a fun player to watch.
So fun to watch, yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, he can make a difference in the European game.
Right.
But, okay, players like Mark Albrighton, Fuchs, Schmeichel, Wes Morgan, they're not going to make that difference in Europe.
So you're saying that they're more perfectly adapted to
the Premier League? Morgan is adapted to the Premier League. He's a prime example of this. Morgan is big, powerful, dominant defender. He commands his back line really well.
Yep.
And he's just a bit of a bully on the ball, isn't he? He knows how to he knows how to get attackers to do what he wants. He can get them off the ball. Whereas in a European game, I know it's a bit simplistic, but sometimes it comes down to just can you keep up with the pace of the game?
Exactly.
And when you got players like Bale, Ribéry, Neymar, Rodriguez running at you, can Morgan keep up with them? There's a stamina question straight away in that.
Yeah.
But besides that, there's just can you keep up with them? Have you got the legs to do it? I mean, he's not young, is he?
No.
So
he's like 29 or something.
If they are going to compete seriously in the Champions League next season, and when I say seriously, I don't mean win it. I mean seriously as in get out the group stage. Yeah. That'd be an amazing achievement. And to get out the group stage, they're going to have to sign some players.
Yeah.
So
got a lot of building to do.
That's what I think with City. But anyway, we've spoken enough about that now. Let's go on to number 2, Arsenal.
Okay.
I mean, what are your thoughts on?
Well, Arsenal obviously top 4 guaranteed, pretty much. I'm quite interested with Arsenal because I don't know what Arsene Wenger's going to do. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? I get that feeling that it could be coming to an end.
It'd be scary if it comes to an end because he might have his handful of critics, but at the end of the day, he's a good manager.
Yeah.
He has never got us relegated. He's always got us top 4 football.
Yeah.
He's
won his titles. He's won your cups.
Okay, he might disappoint me. I remember the season when we faced Monaco. I was around your house actually when they faced Monaco and they knocked him out. I remember just being so disappointed. That was our chance to do something.
That was your last 16 opponent, I believe.
It's a joke.
You've not been past the last 16 in years.
It's a joke. But yeah, with Arsenal, with the beckoning question, we spoke about this 5 minutes ago. Does the new manager?
It's more of a barrier they can't seem to break through with Arsene Wenger.
No, it is, but
it's more of a consistent.
Next season, top 4.
Yeah,
probably 4th.
Assured, pretty much.
Okay, moving on to Tottenham Hotspur, the scum.
Interesting again. Can you see them competing with the top teams? Obviously, you see Mario Pochettino. He's a good manager.
Yeah.
Great manager, some would say, but...
he's not been poached away, signed a contract.
He has, yes.
So that's good.
He believes he can continue to keep them up there.
I believe he can. I don't want to say it, but I believe he can. I believe they can fight us for 4th spot, and it's a bit annoying, really, saying that, because we shouldn't be fighting for 4th spot. We should be fighting for that title, but... No, I think 6th, 5th, 4th... I could see him in that region next season, which is normal for Tottenham, but there's an increased chance of them getting 4th, I'd say.
I've got an interesting question for you, Tottenham.
Okay.
Do you think they'll still have the same pulling power as the likes of Arsenal in the transfer market and Man City and all these big teams?
With Champions League football, yes, but have they got it this season? Of course they have.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you think they can compete?
I think they can. I think they can compete now.
Bring these top names in
because they're a big club. They have big wage packets. They can splash the cash.
Again.
But, they don't really need to improve much. Harry Kane has proven that he's not a one-season wonder. I'm convinced he will drop off, but he's annoying. He's proved me wrong all the time.
Yeah, I was going to say, personally, I think he is a great English and young player. I just think he's got so much quality.
We've got players like Dele Alli, Alderweireld, Hugo Lloris. I'm probably missing loads of good players from Tottenham. But,
there's Danny Rose, Hugo.
But yeah, they're a good squad. It's kind of like Leicester.
Yeah.
In the sense that, they believe they can. The only difference between Leicester and Tottenham was Leicester had more of a story. They had more of a belief they could win it, whereas Tottenham didn't. And that's what... No. But, it's annoying if you're a Tottenham fan. It's unfortunate because not only a few weeks ago were you in a shout for winning the Premier League, you've now dropped below your rivals in Arsenal, so...
I don't think they've won a game this month, if I'm right in saying.
You are right.
They've lost they drew West Brom. I think that was a massive turning point. Was that where Leicester confirmed the title?
Yeah, it was.
Something like that, yeah. And then obviously today's game against Newcastle. I don't know what's happened. It's like they've almost... It's almost like they feel like they finished the season once Leicester had won.
Yeah, it is,
and
isn't it?
Just kind of had a relaxed mentality or...
Alright then, well, moving on to number 4, good old Man City.
Oh, I've got to say it's a massive disappointment this season.
Apart
from the Champions League and obviously the...
They're lucky to get the Champions League.
Yeah, I think with the squad they have, they should be at least challenging for the title. It's left to see. I know it's such a great story with them.
Well, look at it.
They still should have been competing.
They signed Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling, Sergio Aguero, Yaya Toure, Company, Otamendi, Hart. Yeah. All these players are so talented in their own rights.
Exactly.
But it's...
It's an odd one, isn't it? Because you just think,
well, they got to the final, semi-final, I should say, the Champions League.
But even that, it wasn't.
And they didn't.
It felt like they didn't put up a fight.
They didn't play to win. They just.
Just when I was watching the game, it just didn't feel like a fight.
They were happy with what they had, and I don't. It's
like they
weird.
didn't believe they could get any further. It's almost like they believe they got through the last barrier of getting to the semi-final.
That's just it. When you play Real Madrid, they know that teams have this thing over them where they're scared, and.
They played well at the Etihad Stadium in the first leg, but just the second leg, it just didn't feel like...
Did they play well in the Etihad the first leg? Do you consider
it's debatable.
You consider it a good game that they didn't concede a goal? There's no Ronaldo that night.
No.
If there was Ronaldo...
Joe Hart had a very good game, I believe. But I just think the rest of the squad, It's a bit like an average game, really.
That's it. I mean, Tottenham.
Well, I just didn't want to concede.
City's season, in one word, meh. It's just it. Okay, so number 5 in the Premier League. I didn't even know they came 5th. Southampton.
Yep.
I thought it was United, but
same here. I thought it was well. The same as today. I didn't believe it. They're more like an under the radar type of team, aren't they? Really,
they are.
Kind of. They expect once Pochettino left Southampton, you expect them to maybe.
Oh no! And Ronald Koeman came.
They always seem to fight up there, don't they?
Good old Koeman.
Always seem to come back.
No, I mean it's a good season.
I think the way they're built as well. The squad. It's like they can replace a player once they leave, and they don't seem to have.
And that's such a great trait to have.
It's one I wish Newcastle and other teams like that would have.
Yeah, it is.
They seem to always have something there and always competing. And
yeah, it's a solid season.
Giving every game a go.
I just wonder for the future because there's a lot of links that the Everton job's going to go to Koeman.
That's true. Yes.
I just wonder. I mean, I know they did fine when they replaced the previous manager. Can they do it again? Can they?
It's tricky.
Replicate it, or
they can't keep going forever. It's just one of those things. I think.
Well, they can keep going forever at 5th, can't they?
That's not bad. Yeah, definitely. But it's just the whole squad. It's when you think with managers and things, can they keep that going? Obviously, if Koeman leaves, can they find someone to fill in the void?
That's just it.
I mean, the squad, it seems to be like the can, but
bit of a scary future. Okay, so number 6, Manchester United, who did. Well, they were meant to have a game today, but however, unfortunately got cancelled due to a little bit of bomb threat.
Yeah, it was like a terrorist threat or something. Luckily, it was nothing.
Well, luckily, yeah, it's a bit scary, really. But definitely. I don't know when that game's going to be. Obviously, it's been postponed, but I mean that'll be the last game of the season because it obviously was supposed to be today. But yeah, I mean, Man United season. Well, let's start with the manager then. Okay, so what are your thoughts on Louis van Gaal?
Louis van Gaal, he's an interesting manager, like I say as well, but. It's hard to judge him because he's not. I wouldn't exactly say he's the most suited manager to England.
Why?
It's just I think it's the way he approaches games and the way he plays players in different positions. I think it's more suited to a different style of football.
He's brave. He's tactically brave.
He is brave, yeah, but I feel like he's been lucky in a way.
In what respect?
Well, obviously he's had these injuries and things to players that they. Arguably should have gone out and signed and some of obviously Rooney was injured.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have maybe signed a good
we signed Anthony Martial. And Anthony Martial has definitely had a great season.
He's more of a development player. I would have said he's more someone to come off the bench and keep the game going and score goals. But he's not the main man, I'd say. But they kind of I feel like they've been relied on a bit too much this season.
I mean, a lot of.
And obviously, once he's been injured, they've had Rashford.
Yeah, that's true.
Saved them in a way.
Louis van Gaal has been experimenting with the youth system there, and you can't deny that's good.
That's another point I'd like to make. That's the good points about him. He's more brave, like you say, and he's just gone for the things that other managers probably wouldn't have gone for.
Would you keep him around next season if you were the board?
Personally, I would see out his contract. I mean, this is last year. Would you say go get Jose Mourinho?
No, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't go for it.
A lot of fans are going, oh yeah, get Mourinho. But I think the only reason they're saying that is just because, he managed Real Madrid, he's managed Chelsea. He's done a good job at both clubs. I mean, then again, his last spell at Chelsea didn't end exactly well, did it? But, I mean, besides that, Mourinho's obviously a world-class manager, but I don't think he's fitted for Man United.
No.
I really don't. I think Louis van Gaal's a good manager for Man United. I think he's a world-class manager.
I think he's a decent manager. I don't think he's a great manager.
He has underperformed this season, yes. But is that a reason to just get rid of him? No, I don't think it is. But
it was obviously rumoured at Christmas around that time that he'd lose his job for a bad run of form.
Well, he pretty much thought he had as well in press conferences.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about him leaving.
He's funny as well. He's a great manager.
I think that's the reason I'd like him to stay because
he's a lunatic
on so many occasions.
Oh, okay, what a guy.
The craziest thing I've ever seen.
From one boring club to an exciting club, West Ham United with 7th place finish.
They are going places.
They are going places.
I've got to say, the new stadium, the players as well. They can start to sign. I mean, they signed Payet, who arguably is a top 4.
Arguably,
player, I'd say.
He's incredible. I mean, I think is he 29?
He's like 28, 29.
Yeah, he's hitting on that. I mean, but his free kicks. Oh, they're
incredible.
Amazing. No, he's such a good player. He can fit into any squad in the Premier League.
Definitely, it's just.
He's incredible. He's like Arsenal's Ozil. in the sense that he's the playmaker. He makes the clock turn. It
feels like West Ham work for him.
Oh yeah,
around him, it's just such a great thing to see.
And he's the kind of player that I don't see going in the summer. I just don't see. Why would he want to go? He's got a good thing going there.
Yep.
No, I'm excited. I mean, they're moving into the Olympic Stadium as well.
Yep.
That's just gonna help things in no end. Yeah. It'd be a exciting time to be a West Ham fan.
It is amazing. Obviously, as well, you've had West Ham room to be putting in bids to like £20 million players and things.
It's exciting.
And
it is.
Yeah. Who knows what they could do?
Yeah. Okay, so going down to the 8th team in the Premier League, Liverpool.
Well, would you say they've had a great season?
No.
Personally, I'd say they've had very good points and very bad points.
I wouldn't say they've had a good season.
No. I think it's been...
I mean, let's be fair. Jurgen Klopp hasn't had a full season with his players.
No.
These are not his type of players.
No.
He's had to make do with what he's had. And considering that, on a European scale especially, he's done a really good job.
Yes.
And in the league, he's been a bit crippled with what he's had. So
yeah.
I'm not going to blame Jurgen Klopp. I'm not going to blame the players, really. I'm just going to say it was a very average season.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I feel like with the group of players that he has got, they're not the best, but he seems to be getting the best out of them.
Yeah, he does. Who can you see him bringing him next season, then?
Oh, there's been a lot of talk about Mario Götze.
I'll tell you.
That could actually happen, I believe, with his past history with him as well. It would be a great sign.
I'm going to tell you now, there's going to be at least 2 players from Dortmund coming in.
You reckon?
Gundogan. Why is he... He's got to be coming in.
What about him going to Man City? There's been a lot of talk about
Man City just throw money at players.
They do.
He's got to have some loyalty to Jurgen Klopp.
True, that is true.
I'd love to see him in
Could
Liverpool.
you actually see him there?
Not Liverpool. Liverpool's one. Could I see him there?
Mm.
Yeah, why not? I mean, Milner's not going to last forever, but Milner's had a good season, so Milner can play at the top level for at least another 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 1 year at Liverpool, he'd probably move after that, but he would work well with the likes of Gundogan, because Gundogan he could be the legs for Milner.
Yeah.
He could, he's a great player. He's like Conte.
Definitely.
So no, I mean, besides that, Liverpool signings,
what would you say they need strengthening at Liverpool? What would be a position you'd like to strengthen if you were manager? Let's just say. Let's just pretend.
Let's pretend, shall we?
Yeah. What type of player would you go out and sign, or what position?
I would sign a world-class defender.
Really?
Yeah. And if you were to ask me what world-class defender I would sign, it would have been going for Hummels, but I can't do that now. So.
No. Fine, beat it.
Oh, okay. Let's think of defenders that would be available. I think a player like Mascherano would be good at Liverpool.
Yeah, it's a good choice. I mean, he's played there before, so
yeah.
Who's to say he can't go and do it again?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not. He's not going to slow down anytime soon. I think he's a good player.
Yeah.
Other defenders, I mean, let's think.
I think someone like Varane would be very good.
I was going to say him, but I think if they were to put a bid in for him, you'd just see a bigger team come in and outbid him.
I don't think Liverpool have got that.
Whereas with Mascherano, I don't think people would fight too much for his signature. Not because he's a bad player, but because I don't know. I could see that would be a good signing for him.
And obviously, he's been past experience. He's been to Liverpool before. Yeah. You feel like he might want to get back again.
Besides that, though, I mean, Liverpool's midfield, Coutinho, Roberto Firmino, they've got some good players in the middle of the park. They don't need strengthening there at all.
No.
Strikers, okay, maybe they need strengthening a little bit there.
Yeah.
I can see Benteke going.
So you don't think he's a good signing? You think it's a waste of money?
I don't think it's a waste of money, no. I don't think it's a bad signing either, but I can see him going.
He's just not suited.
Is he the man to lead Liverpool? No. No, he's not a Jurgen Klopp player at all.
No.
Oh, imagine Aubameyang at Liverpool.
I think that'd be perfect.
Well, it's not going to happen, but imagine it.
It would be good, because the way they play, you can see him fitting in nicely.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I feel like Klopp's trying to bring that sort of Dortmund style of play he had to Liverpool. It's just obviously when Aubameyang was there, it could.
I'd say he's my favourite manager in the league at the moment.
Yeah, because
he reminds me of Claudio. The way he's very like he's got a personality. He's very friendly with the press. He's very like upbeat. And he's
charismatic.
He's the complete opposite of what Arsene Wenger is. Arsene Wenger's just a miserable dickhead.
He knows how to motivate. I feel like he knows how to motivate and get the best out of people. And just watching the Dortmund game back at Anfield, it was, I think they were down. Was it 3-1 or something like that?
Oh yeah.
And it's just you could see it in the players' faces once they won. Just they believed in everything Klopp was telling them.
That kind of oddly reminds you of the final against AC Milan, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, no, I mean, good luck to them. They've got a final coming up as well.
Yeah, I think they can go all the way. I actually do.
Yeah, I think they can.
I know Sevilla.
I think they can.
Sevilla went last year,
and that's so good for England with teams in Champions League.
Kind of five English teams.
I know.
Not the teams you'd expect. I mean, Chelsea.
Hey, well, that's the excitement of English football.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll probably get onto that point after we've done the teams, but it's the best league in the world. Come on.
It is.
But yeah, okay. So moving away from Liverpool, number 9, Stoke City, a rainy night in Stoke.
Oh God, Stoke. I mean, they're doing interesting things.
Good season.
Yeah.
It's a bang average good season. Well, how can you have bang average good? I don't know. Anyway.
They're a mid-table side, trying to push to be a side competing for Europe. That's what I see them as.
They're stepping in the right direction.
Yeah, I think Mark Hughes is a very good manager. I think he should stay at Stoke.
Yeah, I think he should
for a good
too.
while. I mean, who knows, in a couple of seasons' time, they could even maybe grab a top 4 spot if they're playing
They'd
well.
have to play their cards right, I tell
They
you.
have to play very well, yeah. But Leicester have shown they can do it, so, I mean...
Well, that's just it, isn't it? With Leicester, it's why not?
Yeah, just gives belief to other teams.
So, coming from a team that has aspirations to do better, we're going to go for a team that really does need to do better, and that's Chelsea.
Oh, gosh.
Number 10th in the Premier League, former champions. Well, I say former champions, they were champions last year. What went wrong, Pete?
Well, crash and burn, that's the way I see it. I mean, it's hard because you look at it and you think, Chelsea, they won the league by, I think it was, God knows how many points, but
Okay.
yeah, they did very well in the league and they looked the best team around. And just the start of this season, it's an odd one because I mean, could you say the transfer market? Did they not sign the right players?
Yeah, they didn't sign the right players. They
didn't sign enough players.
And they're also a very lazy team, Chelsea, on the way they play. They just expected to retain the title this season. That's all they didn't.
They just didn't have that passion,
and they blame Mourinho, and it's like, well, you can't blame him.
No.
I mean, look at players like Eden Hazard, big example. Oh, brilliant Hazard! You performed at the end of the season.
Yeah.
What's all that about?
It just makes me laugh.
He makes me laugh. He is not world class. His brother's better than him.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't. Players like Hazard really, really annoy me.
He was hyped to replace Ronaldo at Real Madrid at one stage, and that just made me laugh when I read that. He's good. He can be very good on his day, but he only seems to be performing well when the other players in the team are performing well.
And that's...
He's not the type of player to dig in.
He really gets on my nerves.
Drag and get results out of games.
I'd say at Chelsea, the only standout... Well, I say standout. The only player that's actually pulled his weight and tried is Willian.
Yeah.
I mean, he's
been good in Europe.
Yeah, he's been good this season, but besides that,
the rest of it, I'd have a massive reshuffle in the
I would too.
This season.
And half those players that they reshuffle will do well at other teams.
Yeah,
it's one of those scenarios.
Yeah, I think it's just the group of players coming together that are just not gelling well at the moment.
It is. All right, so number 11th in the league, Everton. Well, going from one bad to another, aren't we?
Yeah. I've got to say, a disaster of a season. I know they're 11th, which arguably is not too bad, but
It is bad. It is bad for a team of...
Everton are a team that should be competing for the top 8 at least.
Easily. And I think...
They have the players. I mean, they signed Lukaku for 28 million.
He's a great player. He's fantastic.
He's been brilliant. And they've got so many other good players as well. I mean, there was John Stones who had a bid for him about 40 million.
I thought you were going to say John Cena then.
Oh, John Cena then.
Jesus.
Which would be quite an interesting one. But...
It would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
No, I think it was kind of the icing on the shit cake, as you will, with the sacking of the manager, Roberto Martinez.
Yeah.
I think that pretty much just says, you know, well, we done fucked up. And they have. I mean, as for Roberto Martinez, I'm just going to quickly say that he'll probably move on to Spanish football.
Yep.
I think he could do well there. He's not a bad manager at all.
No.
I just think...
I think he'd do well there.
I don't know what went wrong with Everton. It just... I mean, I think defensively...
That is the key point I'd like to say.
It fell apart. I mean...
He's not a defensively minded man.
Moyes made that squad what it is. And I remember I was watching True Joy on the weekend, and he made this point as well, as in that it's really difficult when you take over from a long-term manager, as Roberto Martinez did with David Moyes, who had built a reputation for working from the back and making such a solid team to play against. And yeah, and it just slowly weared off because Roberto Martinez isn't great for his defensive play.
No.
However, he's good in other aspects, but...
I think that's why when, I think it was Roberto Martinez's first season in charge, they finished 5th, wasn't it?
Yeah.
they still had that defensive minded play there. But obviously, they had Roberto Martinez's attacking play, and I just think it combined it well for the first season. And obviously got them 5th, but then after that, I just think as Martinez's defensive tactics started to come into play, I just thought it kind of fell apart.
Just disappointing. Yeah, anyway, so moving on to Swansea, who finished 12th.
Swansea, they've kind of come back in a way. Come back from a disappointing first half of the season.
Swansea have had some good wins this season, haven't they?
They have, yes.
They're an alright side. They're average,
Yeah.
but they can't really aspire for a top 10 finish, in my opinion.
No, like last season, they finished 8th or around that mark. I think it was. They did very well last season to Gary Monk, but then.
Well, that's just it. Yeah.
Would you say it was right for them to sack Gary Monk?
No, I wouldn't say.
Do you think they should have stuck it out with him?
I think they should have, indeed.
I mean, they were falling down the table, but who's to say he couldn't have just brought it back and got them mid-table and done well with them again?
Managers, I mean, what people need to remember is even world-class managers. So, for example, Mourinho with Chelsea, just because you've got an established world-class manager doesn't mean they're going to perform consistently week in, week out and guarantee you top 5 place in the table. I mean,
Exactly.
it frustrates me because they're so. I mean, with football, people are so quick to. Well, I say people. The board are so quick to sack managers because they can't achieve, the reputation they come with, and it frustrates me because I don't know. I feel Swansea have made some bad choices in the past year or so, but I don't know. It's difficult with them.
Personally, I think we should have kept hold of him, but
They're a boring club as well. They play boring football. So
they got a good player, but just
from Swansea to a newly promoted side, Watford.
Watford.
They did come up, didn't they?
They did come up this season.
Oh, I got my facts right. Brilliant. Yeah. So Watford, yeah. Cool. They're alright, aren't they, Watford? I like watching Watford play. I think they're alright.
What would you say was right about Watford? What do you think they did well this season? Do you think they could have gone higher than they have this season? Or
I don't think they could have gone much higher.
No.
I mean, that's bear in mind they're a little club. I think the likes of Troy Deeney really made a difference this season. I just feel they weren't playing with pressure to come in at the top 10 or whatever, were they? No. I mean, their goal was just survival, and they've done that.
They've achieved it as well, and they've got the semi-final in the FA Cup as well. I think it was.
Credit to them.
Yeah,
it's a good season. So, to West Brom 15th. Oh no, I'm wrong, Gary. I think. No.
Yep. West Brom
14th.
14th. Yeah.
14th West Brom. Sorry, West Brom. West Brom are a bit boring because all they ever do, they've done it for the past 5 years.
Yeah.
So
they just know how to survive.
They play to draw. It's so boring.
They're more of a grind out results type of team.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not entertaining football.
They'll nick the odd win here and there that'll keep them up, and then apart from that, it's just needs improving really.
It's just boring.
I mean, Rondon's done well for him.
Good old Comdon.
Rondon. Scoring some goals. It's just
I'll tell you what.
Consistently boring.
I'm bored to talk about West Brom already, so I'm going to move on to one of my favourite.
Sorry, West Ham Brom.
I'm going to move on to my favourite team in the league. It's Crystal Palace, and that's only because they got Alan Pardew.
Crystal Palace.
And I'm going to say this right away. Alan Pardew was a good manager.
I've got to disagree.
Go for it. Go on. Tell me why he's not a good manager.
Well, they're arguably the worst team this year in terms of results.
No. Aston Villa are the worst team this
year.
Aston
Villa
in terms of results.
But when you look at the way Crystal Palace start the season and just finish it.
Alan Pardew took Crystal Palace all the way to a cup, mate.
He has, and I feel that's the only reason he's still got the job though. I think if they hadn't got that, I mean, and where they are now, it just from where they started, it could have been sacked already for him. It's just he's such an odd manager because he'll go on these when he joins teams, he'll go on these like good runs of form and get them far up the table, and it just kind of it's almost like teams figure out what he is and what his style of play is, and they can just so easily beat him. He's just got no.
He relies on the wings, doesn't he?
Yeah,
like
he's not very adaptable. I don't know. It's just. He doesn't feel adaptable to me.
He's a very one-dimensional manager, but it's worked for him. He got you all the way to 5th, remember? He got Newcastle all the way to 5th.
He did, but then after that, terrible.
It's Newcastle's fault, though. That's Newcastle's fault.
Yeah, well...
It's not Pardew's fault. Look, you sacked Alan Pardew. I mean, I know we're going on to Newcastle now, but I just got a quick point to make about Pardew. You sack him, you bring in John Carver, I mean,
I'm not going to talk about
that's
John Carver.
laughable.
John Carver
And then you bring in
is
Steve
way too
McLaren with an island on his head.
Yeah.
And he's, to be honest, Steve McLaren, yeah, it's not a good manager. He's not a good manager, no.
Arguably, yeah.
He's average.
Alan
But
Pardew is better than Steve McLaren, I'll give you that.
arguably, what do you mean arguably? He is a better manager than Steve McLaren.
Yeah, okay, he is better than Steve McLaren. But
He's not
Steve...
and don't worry, I'm not going to say he's better than Rafa Benitez, don't worry.
No.
No, I mean, I don't know, I mean, back onto the actual club, mind you, in Crystal Palace. Yeah, they're very one-dimensional with the wingers, and as soon as the team figures it out, like you said, they just know how to beat them, and I think they need a lot to improve on next season. They need to bring in more dimensions to their play. They need to just, I don't know, back to the drawing board with them, isn't it, really? Not that, I mean, they don't have to do a reshuffle with players or anything. I mean, they need to bring in a few players.
I think they could do with another striker.
Yeah, I think that too, but
just maybe
they don't need like a massive overhaul, do they?
No. I'd say they're doing okay as they are, but they just need a bit more adaptability about them.
So, here we are. Am I right here? Bournemouth came on last season, didn't they?
They did, yes.
Oh, Bournemouth. Okay, so Bournemouth then came 16th this season with a whopping 42 points.
Yep.
Not bad. What do you think?
I think they've done very well. I mean, they've had a very tight budget. They're not a very big club.
I mean, they were doing well at the start of the season. I mean, I don't remember his name, but who's the striker they had? That was, is it Wilson? Callum Wilson.
Yeah.
He was scoring in goals for fun, and then he got quite a serious injury, didn't he? And then since then, they haven't really recovered, and it does make you think. What would have happened if he hadn't got injured? Where would they be in this table now?
It's hard to say. They could easily be 10th, maybe.
But then again, you could say that with so many teams. Like Man United, where would they be if Luke Shaw hadn't snapped his ankle? Where would he be? Well, where would they be, I should say? I mean, that's a massive question, but no, I mean, I think Bournemouth, they've done. It's like Crystal Palace. They've done enough.
They've done what they need to.
Yeah, they've done what
they
they
get
need
the results they need when they need it.
Yeah, their goal survival. They've done that comfortably. Not comfortably, but you know they've got a fair few points than the relegation sides.
On the size of their stadium and the whole club itself, it's not a very big club, but
yeah,
it's for the Premier League. But they've done what they needed. They fought well, and they've kept it together. And I just think that maybe
congratulations, Bournemouth.
Yeah, well done.
We're happy for you. Okay, so moving on to a club which you hold dear to your heart. Sunderland Football Club. I've got one word about Sunderland Football Club. Jermaine Defoe.
He has saved them. He has saved them.
Jermaine Defoe. Why didn't you sign Jermaine Defoe?
This is the point I'd like to make. We had the option to sign him, I believe, 2 seasons ago. Why didn't we go out and do it?
Because you like French players.
He was Premier League proven.
He's not French, mate.
What we needed at the time. And he just looks such a good player.
Well,
I know he moved to the MLS and you'd argue that his career was coming down, but just he's still got so much to offer. I just didn't see why we didn't sign him at the time.
Jermaine Defoe, his whole entire career, has known how to find the back of the net.
Yeah.
Consistently. He's not. No, I'm not saying he's scoring 30 plus goals a season, not Suarez is. And no, I'm not saying that he's always going to bag you 15 plus goals, but he's going to get a solid
He's got that work effort. Especially in a relegation fight, which they were in this season. He definitely needed a type of player like Defoe.
And he's an experienced guy. So, no. I mean, Sunderland, they probably deserve to be relegated. I mean, the only reason they didn't is because of Newcastle.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame.
I mean, that's a credit to Sam Allardyce, though, isn't it? He always knows how to do it.
Yeah.
So, from Sunderland to their biggest rivals, and we've already had a lot to say about them today, but Newcastle United. So, I'm not going to say much here. I'm going to let a Newcastle fan himself have his 5 minutes of glory. Go ahead, Pete. Okay. Newcastle. Go.
It was like the story that was meant to be with Newcastle. We had such a bad start to the season, and just when Benitez came in, I just had that belief again that we could have stayed up. And obviously, the first few games, he was getting he lost a couple at the start, but then after that, you could really see it coming together. You could see that the players actually believed in what he was saying and the tactics he was putting into place. And we looked more of a team. We looked like we had more of a fight.
You're an interesting club, I'll tell you that.
It's just such a shame because I feel like obviously if we kept up this season, he would have stayed and we could have actually done really well next season. He could have brought in the players that we needed, and we could have had a real good go at it. I mean, we still got the same defenders from the Championship back in 2009. What does that say about the club and the way it's ran? That's the reason we've gone down this season. It's just the organisation, the way things are run at that club. It's just not right.
Are you placing blame for the relegation and the recent 4 or 5 years of bad performances besides the exceptional fifth finish. Who are you blaming that to? The board?
I'm blaming the board, the recruitment, just pretty much the whole club on the way.
See, you've done that now. You say you blame them, but you were blaming Carver, you were blaming McLaren, and you were blaming Bardew. This is why I get frustrated with Newcastle fans.
It's true, but just their tactics and their style.
What do you expect? I mean,
I think it just shows.
Why would you
more of a deeper problem at Newcastle?
Why would you take a job at Newcastle? I mean, I don't know why Rafa Benitez has took the job at Newcastle. I mean, he's probably going to be off, but there's so much wrong with that club. Oh, it annoys me because your club's a massive club. You've got the most, well, not the most, but you've got one of the most loyal fan bases on the planet. You deserve to be fighting for top 10.
We fill that stadium every single week.
You deserve to be fighting for so much more, and it's a shame.
It's a shame.
It really is a shame.
I mean, what was it, 10 years ago, we were up there with the big teams.
Oh, yeah.
We could have been competing for titles and things. And
you could go on for days about Newcastle's failures. You really could. But
it is a shame. But
I think it's more of a story of disappointment rather than failures with Newcastle. Yeah. And I'm saying that as a Premier League fan. You know, it's just...
You'll miss us when we're gone.
Yeah.
We were such a good club, but...
So, from disappointment to... I guess these last two are going to be very disappointing, but Norwich, obviously in the same boat as Newcastle right now, relegated. What are your thoughts?
I think with Norwich, I know they've been relegated, but I think they've given it a good go.
Yeah, that's the difference between you and Norwich. Even though you got more points than Norwich, they'd still show more heart than you ever will.
They're not a team that was expected to do well in the first season back in the Prem. They're not expected to go out and win trophies or whatever and get top table finishes. They're more of a team that was obviously battling for survival, which sadly they couldn't do. But I think the squad is more built for the Championship, like I said. They've got the odd good player here and there. I mean, they signed some okay players in the January transfer window, like Naismith.
Yeah, I mean, they're a small
I just think they've been a bit unlucky because they have played some good football at times. Obviously, again, they've played some terrible football as well.
Well, it's the most competitive league in it, really. So they're just a bit unlucky for Norwich.
Yeah, I think they'll bounce back. I think they'll come back again. Maybe not next season, but they could easily be back in the next couple of seasons.
And that's the point I forgot to say about Newcastle. I can see you not coming back up for a few years now.
If Benitez stays, I could see us coming back up. I think we could do it.
If he stays, that's a big if.
If he stays, that's a massive if.
But yeah,
I'd love to see him stay. He's been the best thing to come to Newcastle in years.
Oh, well, okay, so
just
let's finish off this old list of the Premier League table to Aston Villa with a record of 17 points.
Yep. The biggest disappointment in the Premier League for a while.
Well,
what happened?
It's pathetic because I'll tell you what, they gave up after a couple of months. They gave up. I mean, look at players like Johnny Lescott. Joke. He's only there for a paycheck. That's what a lot of them are there for, just a paycheck.
Exactly. I think the comments when they were confirmed for relegation, we're glad it's over now. We can just.
You know what I mean?
It just feels like
those players
gave up before he even started.
I mean, with Norwich, I think they're the only team out of the relegation sides that didn't deserve it. Whereas with you and when I say you,
well, yeah, we had relegation coming.
With Newcastle and Villa,
the way things are wrong.
There's teams below the Championship that deserve a Premier League place a lot more than you two do. It's just I mean, I don't have much more to say Aston Villa. They've had it all season, but it's been terrible. It's not been good enough. It's laughable when you watch them play. I mean, I'm no football pundit. I'm not amazing in my football tactics and knowledge, but I watch it and I see simple flaws, and I just think, why? Why?
Who's the leader there? Who's taking control of the match?
No one. I mean, Johnny Lescott, isn't he the captain?
Look
at him.
Yeah.
Look at the
you
comments.
Wouldn't even know he's a
Look at the
captain.
comments he makes about his own club.
I mean, what sort of influence is that on the rest of the team?
Oh, I know. All right then. So that's that. That's the Premier League done to death.
Yeah.
But yeah, I should probably mention that because this is our first podcast, we've done it at the end of the season to catch up. So it's
more like a review.
It's been more of a review. There's been a lot of topics to cover. For any future podcasts that we do, there'll be more on very specific points. So it could be transfers, could be an upcoming match preview, stuff like that. Really.
Yeah. We hope to cover the Euros as well when they come.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for the Euros. I can't wait for that. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else you want to talk about, Pete?
Well, I think we've pretty much covered most of the main topics. Obviously, we've got the Champions League coming up.
Yeah.
The FA Cup final.
Let's hear your thoughts on that. Champions League final. What are your predictions?
I'm going to say here and now, I think Atletico Madrid will win it. And I thought this for when they were back in the quarterfinals. I just had that feeling. I feel like they could do it this year.
Yeah.
I know we had the same final a couple of seasons ago, but
No, I do agree, actually.
I think they're more stronger this year. I just feel it.
Well, if there's one thing Atletico Madrid are good at, it's replacing players. Like, look at it. Aguero, Torres. I mean, there's so many.
I've so many good
Jackson
strikers.
Martinez.
Falco.
But these are just strikers.
If that's how been out it, Falcao.
These are just strikers as well. They replace talent. Crazy. But no, I'm with you. I can see it being a tense final.
Yeah.
I can see it going all the way to extra time.
I wish I put a bet on it earlier on. I wish I had.
I bet you do. Also, I should probably apologise for my cough. I've been coughing this whole entire episode. It's quite annoying, really. But yeah, I'm sorry if I guess in the way of the audio. But yeah. So we'll probably talk about some different leagues now that we haven't really mentioned. Me and Pete are from the Midlands, so obviously it's been a good season for us as football fans. The Brewers have gone up.
Yeah.
Burton Albion, if you don't know who the Brewers are, but yeah, they've done great.
Extraordinary well.
And congratulations
From
to
the
them.
NPL League 2 up this season to the NPL League 1.
Oh, congrats.
And then the end of the season they've been promoted to the Championship, which
And
is
then-
unheard of.
Down the road from Burton, we've got Derby County, who, well, they just burnt out.
I was expecting maybe a bit more.
No, I wasn't. I knew it happened with Derby. It always happens with Derby. They bottle it. Time again, and they're a team that don't deserve to be in the Premier League.
Not yet, no.
They're
an almost team.
They're suited to the thingy, aren't they? The Championship. They are suited to it. Yeah, I mean, it's just.
I do like Derby. I do.
I like Derby, but
I think they can play some good football at times. But it's just they need to make a few more.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one league we haven't talked about. Serie A.
Oh yeah.
So, if you want to go on to Serie A table, Pete, and we'll have a little discussion about them because
Absolutely.
I don't know much about Serie A. All I can tell you one thing though is I know Juventus won it.
Yeah, Juventus won it again for how many times in a row?
How many points did they win it by?
It says on here 91.
Oh, okay, it's not Juventus. I mean,
Yep. Well, I'd like to make a quick point as well.
go on.
Do you remember at the start of the season, Juventus weren't doing
Yeah.
that well, were they?
That's true.
Having a bit of a poor start, but it just shows the way they ran and the character they've got. They can.
I don't agree. I personally think it's an example to how the league works over there. It's
the way
it's boring. It's boring. Italian football's very it's very slow paced, very technical, but
I suppose yeah.
they have some good players over there in Italy. But it's just every season it's Juventus and.
Whereas you used to have Milan and Inter Milan and
no.
teams like that.
Well,
Can you actually see Milan or Inter Milan being a top side again?
not for another 5 years at least. Seriously. And unless something dramatically changed, which it won't. I mean, AC Milan are ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's laughable. It's not good, but it is laughable.
I can remember the squad they used to have.
I mean, can you remember? Yeah, can you remember them two? And then they both went.
So nice.
And they both went over to PSG, and that's the thing. It's kind of like Marseille from League One, or I say League One, League or whatever it is, but
yeah, how you pronounce
it's kind of like Marseille in the way that they just sell their top talent because of the financial situation over there.
Yep.
And it's annoying, but yeah, I mean, it moves on nicely to League One actually. Again, it's PSG winning it. Boom.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. But Zlatan, let's talk about him. Where's he going to go? I mean, they announced this past weekend that he is confirmed to be leaving the club.
Yep, he's
It's exciting.
He's already confirmed it, but it's interesting because it's hard to say where he'd end up. People have been talking about him moving to the Premier League, but
He won't.
do you not reckon he will?
I can see him moving back to Milan
Yeah, I can see that happening.
or the MLS.
That's true, but I feel like he's got another season in him. I feel like he's 34, but he's still playing great football.
Well,
I think it'd be almost a shame if he went to the MLS.
Well, when I say him moving to the MLS, I say that because he's always shown desire for the States.
Yeah.
And I think Zlatan will go there because, one, Zlatan wants to, he doesn't care what you think.
Yeah, true.
And two, Zlatan likes America and the idea of being this big star because he would be idolised over there. I mean, Andrea Pirlo, Frank Lampard, Kaká, Beckham. It's very similar to David Beckham.
Yeah.
When he went over there, he was idolised. But Beckham hasn't got this big ego that he's the best in the world, whereas Ibra has. And if he went over there, they'd love him. They would love a player like Zlatan Ibrahimovic over there. Yeah. But you're right, it would be a bit disappointing because he's clever. Yeah. He's not coming to the Premier League because...
As much as I'd love to see him in the Premier League,
he's
I think
scared.
He's got a lot to offer.
I tell you, that man's scared that he will not win the title with Fingy. Well, I say Fingy, any club. Could be Chelsea, could be Arsenal. I'd love to see him at Arsenal, I'll tell you that much. you know, City.
Yeah.
You know what I
Either
mean?
one of those teams would be great at, I think.
He's not going to the Premier League, though. It's either going to be Milan or it's going to be LA Galaxy. Somewhere like that.
Somewhere like that, yeah. I think it was rumoured in partner with David Beckham to join his
Exactly.
Milan. Was it Miami franchise? Or
Yeah, that's
whatever?
the one.
Yeah.
I mean, wherever Zlatan goes, he's going to have to be the main man. So,
Yeah.
with a club like Chelsea, Arsenal, whatever, or West Ham will be linked with him,
I don't think that'll
you have to make him the main man. Well, you laugh at that, but
Yeah.
Olympic Stadium,
I suppose.
bringing a lot of numbers to Zlatan, but you have to make
He
him
likes
the
to
main.
win, though,
You
doesn't he?
have to make him the main man. The squad has to roll around him, and he's not getting any younger. One injury in the Premier League,
Yeah.
and he could be out for God knows how many months. So it's really risky going for a player like Zlatan for a club like West Ham, but for a club like Chelsea or like I don't know, some Chinese Super League club.
Yeah.
Or LA Galaxy, it's fine because especially in a place like LA Galaxy because he doesn't have to play every game. Like I saw Drogba play the other week, and I think he played his 4th game in a row.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, but I forgot the club he played. It might be Montreal he plays for.
Right.
But
I think it is Montreal. Yeah.
He played his 4th game in a row, and I was watching it on TV. I mean, I don't really watch much MLS, but
Right.
he played his 4th game in a row, and he looked knackered. I mean, he scored a penalty in that game. I think they were winning 4-1 in the 80th minute.
Yeah.
And then the team came back to draw 4-4, and that just shows what the MLS is like. I'm sorry, but it does. And basically at the end of the game, Drogba kind of not collapsed, but he may as well have collapsed to the floor and the staff were like stretching his legs for him. It's like an old dog, isn't it?
Feels like
You know what I mean? It's just like, but that's the thing. It can be the same with Zlatan, that he wouldn't be expected to play week in week out because he hasn't got the stamina for it anymore.
No.
But he'd play every now and then. So yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
The only player in the MLS that I still think is world class that could move there's 2 actually, Jovinko
I'd agree. Yeah.
and Clint Dempsey.
Yeah.
There's not many more in the MLS. There's probably a few I'm missing out, but not many that
Yeah. I
could.
mean, we don't know a great deal about the MLS.
No, I don't.
We're probably missing out quite a few, but
I mean, yeah, but yeah,
yeah.
it's a weird one, Zlatan.
From
Really
knowledge
is.
we can go on, I'd say yeah. Clint Dempsey would be a good one to move.
But yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. The MLS, it's an alright watch. It's a bit complicated though for me because they have this whole conference thing going on there and stuff, and I don't get it.
We're a bit sort of close compared to your
I am.
football there, but
I tell you what, though, Pete, that's been a good chat about football. We're coming on to the hour mark now,
okay.
and we aim to keep this podcast under an hour, just about an hour on the dot.
Right.
So we should probably wrap it up here. Next week's episode is we don't know yet. We're probably going to make it. I think we're going to make it on the Euros next week.
Yeah, I mean, we'd like to talk about transfer rumours and that type of thing as well. Just
Well, I think next
have a bit of
week
transfer gossip in there.
we should write the list down for the groups, the Euros. That's been announced onto the group
It
stages.
has been, yeah.
So what we should do is write them down. We'll talk about teams in depth.
Yep.
Have a bit of an opinion on them, and then I think the week after maybe transfers. But these are all like speculation right now. I mean, we're planning while we're live, so
Yes, pretty much.
you know about us, folks. But yeah, I mean, yeah. So expect those kind of episodes in the future. They're all going to roughly be an hour long. This is our first one.
Yeah.
You can let me know what you think. If I was good or bad.
Just give us
Also,
your opinion.
we'd love to hear feedback as well. You can find me on Twitter at hman960. Pete hasn't got social media because he's too cool for that.
Yeah, apparently so.
But if you've got any questions for Pete, then just feel free to direct message me on Twitter or tweet me.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
just,
I'm sure I can make a Twitter page or something like
yeah,
that.
whatever. I mean, it might be popular demand. People might love this old Pete here.
Yeah, you never know.
Twitter. So yeah, but
Who knows?
seriously, if you have any questions, just give me a tweet and we'll include them in next week's episode. And heck, I mean, it's just fun. It's fun, isn't
We
it?
enjoy talking about football.
Yeah, and that's just it, isn't
This is
it?
our love of life, I guess.
So yeah, I mean, this has been episode 1 of the football feature. Please stay tuned for episode 2. It's going to be on no set day. What I'll probably do is I'll probably announce the day before we upload it, something like that, because we're obviously with work and that we've got to work around it. But it's only an hour of a week, isn't it? So
Yeah.
it's fun.
Maybe we can also bring in guests as well.
Oh yeah, plenty of guest lineups and
Plenty of people to talk with and
it's good. Yeah,
get their opinions on.
yeah, it's all good fun. But yeah, I mean, as always, Pete. I mean, I say as always, this is our first one,
Yeah.
but as always, it's going to be as always.
Totally.
Thanks for coming on the show, Pete.
It's alright.
We're the old regulars we are, so
Yeah.
we hope to involve you people on the show
Totally.
in any form. Don't come around my house knocking on the door though.
Yeah, please don't.
You're not-
We
you're
won't
not-
answer.
Yeah, you're not coming in.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's been me, Judd, and that's been Peter.
Yeah, me, Peter.
Come find me on Twitter, hman960, and I hope you enjoyed the first episode of Football Feature. Thanks very much for listening, guys. Bye.
Bye.